Branson's backing up and this guy is swinging punches at him. Put my arm around his neck and pulled back on him. Get out of my house or I will, and yes, I did say this, I will kill you. Probably not the best move.
This looks like an earth. And that looks like a building too.
It does, huh? So if you go right here, look. This looks like a water tower. These look like big buildings.
Yeah.
This looks like
and this looks like a big, huge hotel.
It looks like a Walmart, right?
That looks like Seven Peaks with the slide.
Yeah, with a slide.
And this is the alligator wave pool. Pool.
And how about these over here? What do these look like?
Those look like little buildings. Look at the batteries.
Buildings tipping over. So what is it really? It's our old alarm system, huh? This is where you used to put in your code when you came in the house. And if you didn't put in the right code, guess what would happen?
Bling, bling,
It would go crazy, make a bunch of noises, and then the cops would get called. So if somebody came into our house before and they didn't put in the right code, then the cops would get called, and then the cops would come here and they would get them, right? But the system doesn't work anymore.
7, 8, 9. Wait, no. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Bling, bling.
Yep, it doesn't work anymore.
What, Gigo? What? Good job, buddy. Yay, Gigo. Gigo, what are you making?
I'm
That's the
making
cutest little snowman.
Something exciting is happening today. Two things exciting. One thing is very exciting for us, and one thing that potentially could be exciting for you. I'm going to tell you a story that happened a few years ago at our house that was really, really, really scary. Actually, it was something that is almost like a nightmare for parents and nightmare for homeowners. And thank you to the sponsors of this video, Vivint. We are getting a brand new home security smart home system, the very best that is out there to offer. We'll show you how that works. But first, I want to tell you the story of what happened. A few years ago on Sarah's birthday, we had planned a party at our house. You guys know that we have a lot of family over on special events. This was one of those. We had a bunch of people heading here for a birthday supposed to start at 5 o'clock. And we had just barely got all the backyard ready. We got the lawns mowed and everything. And Sarah had taken the kids. Where did you go?
I took the kids to get their reward. I told them
That's right.
they would help us a lot cleaning up and everything. I'd take them to Sodalicious to get a soda for their reward.
So Sarah took the kids to go get Sodalicious, and Branson and I were the only ones here. Branson and I finished up with our jobs and we ran upstairs to get our stuff done. Branson went into his room, which was right there. You remember that was Branson's room. And then I came in my room and I closed the door because I was going to get changed and ready. And I heard a knock on the door. So I came out of my room to look to see through the door who was at the door. Branson came out of his room and said, "I got the door," and ran downstairs. I was expecting a package because I waited to the last minute to order something for birthday present. And so I wanted to commandeer that. I think it was roller skates for Danielle. I wanted to get that package before Danielle and Sarah got home. And so I thought, okay, I was gonna go back in my room and let Branson answer the door, but then I thought, oh, I'm expecting a package. So I watched the door and I watched Branson answer it from this point right here. Branson runs down the stairs and comes to answer the door. I was up there, Branson answers the door, so I'm Branson, and this is what I saw. So here I am at the top of my stairs watching some stranger I've never seen or met before come right in our door, basically throwing punches at Branson. And by the time they get under here, I can't see him anymore. So I run from that point all the way down and run down the stairs. I come down the stairs and I see Branson and this gentleman over here all the way back right here. And the whole time I'm coming down the stairs and running, I can hear crashing and banging. It sounds like chairs being hit. And I hear Branson saying, "It's all good, dude. Calm down, calm down, calm down," right? I'm going crazy here. I don't know what's going on. Number one, I'm expecting something at the door. I'm expecting people in the house. It took a minute for me to realize that this person is not invited to our party. And then, as Branson's backing up and this guy is swinging punches at him, I realize the only thing I can do now is go and get and save Branson, basically. This is where Branson was, all the way to the back of the room. That chair right there at that point was a high chair. So the high chair was there. The high chair had actually been pushed over and tipped over. Branson was laying here and the guy was on top of him. That's what I saw when I came down those stairs and looked over. So, guys, I do have guns in my house. They are not for shooting people, they're not for self-defense, they are for recreation. So I have them put away in a place where nobody in my house can get to them except for me. I didn't have time for that. And so what I did was, instantly I switched into defense mode. I literally jumped on the guy, on the back of him. I hit him in the back of the head, basically. And that was shot number 1. Number 2 was I gotta take him down. So I put my arm around his neck and pulled back on him. Finally, he gets off of Branson and Branson's able to get up. The amazing thing about this, Branson barely got touched once on the side of the face. The guy that came in wasn't even hurt. Wasn't even hit by Branson. He wasn't even hurt until I hit him in his ear and pulled him off of Branson. What happened next was where things got a little bit more scary.
What's going on? What? It's a door lock? That's pretty cool. Come show it to me.
It's a door lock.
Whoa.
Good.
That is pretty cool, huh? You stand on it when you need to reach things that are high in the air or high on the wall. Yeah.
So I get him off of Branson and he's standing up and he gets in my face. He's tall, he is taller than me, he's taller than Branson, and he gets in my face and he's looking down on me. And basically at that point, it was time for me to let him know that he is and was never invited into our home and he is not welcome here. And so that's when I switch on into starting to get angry mode. Get out of my house or I will, and yes I did say this, I will kill you. At that point, I think it registered in his mind that, okay, this guy is serious and I better get out of here. Now it was at that point right there that I realized that there was somebody else there, that someone was pulling on my shirt and grabbing me and pulling me back away. It was another person in the room. Now, she was in there to help the person that had came in. She didn't know what was happening, so she was thinking I was the aggressor. Of course, I just threatened the dude that I was gonna kill him. And so, of course, now we have this battle going on. Branson's kind of trying to stay out of it, but he knows he's gotta stay close so we can get this guy out. So then I'm yelling at 2 people to get out of my house. You get out of my house right now or I'm going to kill you, and you get out of my house right now. You weren't invited either. Get out now. And so we are exchanging words, we are threatening, and we are moving towards our front door, which is still wide open from this guy coming in. We get to here, and I'm all of a sudden starting to figure out, okay, wait a minute. Branson, do you know this person? Where did he come from? I can see the look of remorse starting to happen on this gentleman's face. He had just realized that he did something that is a big no-no. And I am growing in anger each second that happens. And so I'm asking, what are you doing here? Branson, what is this all about? What is going on? All the while, this other person is getting up in my grill, in my face, yelling at me this, that, and the other. So, of course, get out. Get out of the house. First things first, make sure everybody's safe. Get them out of the house. So, we get them out of the house. And we basically get them out onto the front lawn and headed towards their car.
I kept hearing like a weird scratching sound over here, so I came to see what it was. The bird. The bird is stuck down here. What in the heck are you doing, bird? How did you get stuck right there? Huh? Come on. Come on. What did you do? Fly in here? Other foot. Yeah. Ow. Okay. No. What are you doing, you weirdo? You are a weird bird. He just wants to be where everybody is, but he flies and he has no control of like where he's going, and so he just flies until he hits something and falls. And this time it wasn't the best idea for you, was it?
You're probably wondering right now, okay, where was everybody else at? If you remember, I said that Sarah took the kids to go and get Sodalicious. So me, Branson, and these 2 other people are the only people here at this time. So we get them to where they're headed to their car. two things have happened. These two people have come into our house, the one coming and swinging at Branson and with the intent of hitting him, and the other one coming in to help him out. Two things had happened there. The second thing that had happened is I had actually hit this guy in the ear and pulled him off. His ear started getting large and red. There was no cut, but it looked like, if you've ever heard of cauliflower ear, it looked like that. It was getting big. So he had some indications on him that he had been hurt. And now it looks like I am the aggressor if someone comes to check things out. Either way, they go to get in their car and I am on the phone immediately with 911, letting them know somebody just came into my house and was assaulting my son. Get here now because they're trying to leave and they need to go to jail. So I let them know at that point, the two people are in the car, getting in the car at that point, they're not going anywhere. I reached through and I took the keys out of the ignition and I held the door open. Probably not the best move, because at that point, I'm asking for more trouble. If somebody was holding my car back, I would want to get out of there. And then I took his keys away. Guys, I was angry. I was not happy. So I called the cops. They showed up to our house. So the cops have showed up. There is one major problem here now. The cops haven't seen anything. So they start questioning us. It's now my word against theirs. How is a cop, someone who has not even seen what happened at the scene, there's no real indication that anything really happened. The door was open, it had been closed. The chairs had been tipped over, they had since been picked up. There is no indication at all that anything major had happened. So now, here's the major problem that we have. It created an 18-month problem. It's their word against mine. It's their word against Branson's. There's two of us and two of them.
If I would have had the security system, I would see exactly who was at my door and what time they showed up. And if I would have had cameras set up like I do right now, then I would have captured the whole entire thing from the front door all the way to this point right here where it all went down.
But unfortunately, I didn't have cameras at that point. And so it was my word against theirs. We filled out reports, they filled out reports. The cops ended up actually arresting the gentleman that came through the door, taking him to jail. So at that point we thought, awesome, it's all taken care of. Not the case. The way the system works is, if you are arrested, if you are ticketed, if anything happens like that with the law, you are actually innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. So you can say, I was guilty of this crime, which in this case was breaking and entering and possibly assault. Then you would get whatever it was that the sentence would say that you get. The sentencing would happen. They would say, okay, you are charged with this, you plead guilty, which means I did it, and you move on. The big problem though, when the person or people involved claimed that they are not guilty, which means I didn't do it. I didn't do what they said I did, I didn't do any of these things. Then what happens next is we end up in court, which is not the next day or the next day, it's drug out over a long period of time.
What are you getting beautified for?
We're doing a Tannerites kids video. We are on the main floor playing cards.
I'm so excited about this Vivint system. I'm so excited that I can do this. That's me standing there, and that's the basement right now, and the basement lights are off. So guys, if you are interested in your own Vivint smart home system, you can actually get a discount, a Tannerites discount, by going to the link in the description below, www.vivint.com/Tannerites. Go to the website, check it out. There's actually a dedicated phone number, dedicated Tannerites line that you can call and hear me on the other side. So Vivint is the best and smartest home system you can possibly get. So if you are at all thinking about the security of your house, if you're all thinking about getting anything to keep your place safe, keep your home safe, keep your family safe, I highly recommend that you do not waste any time and that you go and jump over to Vivint.com. More to the story to come.
Is it your new favorite?
I think so. I don't know.
Did you like it? Was it a good one? Yeah, are you tired, ready for night? Okay, let's go home to night. Once again, we shut the place down.
Let's get out of here. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that.
Ah, I can't. Kiko, come on.
Kiko's a little sad. Tired? After watching The Greatest Showman, Canyon was not a happy camper, and so we had to put him in his pajamas, which made him even more angry. And now he's just falling asleep tired. To finish up my story, to let you guys know what eventually happened, Branson and I got summoned to court. We went to court and found that it was just a preliminary kind of hearing, and so they kind of heard both sides, and that was about it. Then Branson went on his mission. Then recently, I think you guys saw it a few weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago, where I went to court. And I had to be in court all day, and if you remember, it was from morning until night. Also, if you remember, if you watched that video, you know that that it went through a whole complete hearing. I was there. I had to testify. The police officer had to testify, and then it was me against. It was my word against them. They obviously later found the two of them guilty for what they had been charged for, and found that Branson and I were not lying about the situation, and that in fact they were guilty. And so this whole thing probably could have been completely prevented if we would have had a security system, because we would have known who was at the door. Branson kind of knew what that was all about beforehand because some stuff had built up to it. I'm not angry. I'm not angry.
Or call the cops.
We did have to call the cops on that one, huh? Anyway, I'll finish this up by saying I'm not angry at these people. I know that people mess up, and it's just, you know, when you mess up though, you have to suffer the consequences, and that's what they have to do. But from here on out, we're gonna make sure that that doesn't happen again. We're gonna prevent them from getting in trouble, prevent us from getting into a safety issue or something that could potentially put our family in danger. We are thankful for you. There is a reason why you're here, and it's for the benefit of other people. And as soon as those other people are benefited and have benefited from you and your reason, you will then benefit. And as long as you are looking for those opportunities to go out and make other people's day greater and better and more exciting, then you will find that fulfillment in your own heart. We do love you guys, and
You are worth it.
oh, you are worth it, guys. We love you. See you tomorrow.